In the world, when we look at things, we know that things that are closer are larger, and then when they go off into the distance, they get smaller and smaller. For example, the picture on the left, the trees that are closest to us are lots larger than those way off into the distance. In the room, we can see that the furniture is larger than the house that's outside behind it, or even those trees. To draw pictures of indoor or outdoor scenes, artists have developed a technique called one-point perspective. In this outdoor scene, we can see the horizon line. Above it would be the sky, and below it is the ground. On the horizon line is a point. This is the 1 point in one-point perspective, and it is called the vanishing point, and it is on the horizon line when you're doing an outdoor picture. Notice all of the lines are going to vanish to that vanishing point that is on the horizon line. In this indoor scene, you can see that the vanishing point is on the back wall. If you can see outdoors, it is also on the horizon line. Notice that all of the rugs, furniture, and things, the lines of the furniture go back to that vanishing point. We call this in art one-point perspective. This would be an outdoor scene because we have the horizon line, and then that vanishing point is on that horizon line. Notice the blocks that are above the horizon line, they look like they are floating in the air, whereas those blocks down below look like they are down on the ground. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw blocks in one-point perspective. We are going to not worry about the horizon line. We are just going to start with this one vanishing point. Remember, it is called one-point perspective, so on our paper, just one time at the beginning, we're going to put one vanishing point. Then all of the blocks that we draw, the sides of them are going to look like they're disappearing, going off to that vanishing point. One time at the beginning, we are going to be putting our vanishing point. Don't make it a big blob. You want it to just be a small point. The first step is to draw a rectangle. We want to be precise with the rectangle, so we're going to be putting our pencil down, sliding your ruler over to it, and you can see how many centimeters you draw down. Turn your ruler, keeping that pencil there. You just rotate it around there. Again, you want to make sure the corners meet up and one doesn't go past the other one. So first step, draw a rectangle. Second step, you're going to be placing your pencil on a corner of the rectangle and line up. And you're just pivoting using your thumb against that ruler. And once it's where you want it, lined up with this vanishing point, you're going to draw a line lightly to it. Corner point to the vanishing point, corner point to the vanishing point. And if it helps you to turn your paper each time, do so. The third step in drawing in one-point perspective is to do the back part of the box. So first of all, we need to look at this part of the box, and we can see this makes a nice right angle. We need to reproduce that in this back part, and we're going to come down to that middle line and then turn the corner going over. So you're going to draw to the middle line, stop, turn the corner, and make sure it is a nice right angle. So it should match up with that right angle of the original rectangle. The last step is to erase or make these lines vanish that are going back to the vanishing point. So again, you'll want to draw lightly. Again, it is a temptation to draw dark when you are using a ruler, but you want it to go nice and light. Again, the first step in drawing a block in 1 point perspective is to draw a rectangle. Make sure that your corners are meeting up together. Corner point to the vanishing point, corner point to the vanishing point, corner point to the vanishing point. This time, it's coming off this angle right here, so we're going to be sliding it going to the side here. So we're going to go down to that center line and then over. Make sure it is nice and parallel. You want to have the same distance here and here so that you know that you'll have a nice right angle. That should match right up. Then the last step, to erase these lines are going off to the vanishing point. If I do one right below, you can see that we'll have the corner point going to the vanishing point, corner point to the vanishing point. This one, you're not going to have the corner point to the vanishing point, nor this one, because it's going through the original rectangle. That's also why I did not draw one from here to the center, because that's going through the rectangle. This one as well, it is going through the original rectangle. At most, you'll have 3 or 2 lines going to that vanishing point. This one, we just need to make a parallel line to that line. We're not reproducing an angle, we're just reproducing that line. So we're just going to slide that right up above. And the vanishing point, the reason you only see the front and the top part of this one is because the vanishing point is like your eyes, and you're seeing just the front and the top of it because your eyes are above that vanishing point. One last one. Corner point to the vanishing point after you've drawn your rectangle. That one's going to go through, that one's going to go through, and that one's going to go through. But this one is not, because that goes through the original rectangle. Then they're coming off this corner, so we want to match that up. I'm going to go down, parallel, and then you've got to turn the corner to make it a right angle. Make sure that matches. And if you want to get another piece of paper or a project that you've done to make sure you've got a nice right angle right there, that's a really good idea to do that. The rest of your time will just be practice. You want to draw lots and lots of blocks. Again, practice is for the rest of the time, not when you've drawn a certain amount. These that are closer to us are going to be overlapping those that are further away from the vanishing point. So this one is overlapping this one that's closer to that vanishing point or furthest away. You might also think about other shapes going to that vanishing point. Just make sure that what is coming off of them with the angles, it's the same angle going off of it. So this triangle shape kind of looks like a tent shape going off into the distance. On this one, we can see this triangle shape going off into the distance. Again, that angle needs to follow that angle right there. Just a quick reminder, one time at the very beginning, you are going to be putting your vanishing point. You do not need to worry about this horizon line. And then you draw the rectangle, corner points to the vanishing point, and then get that right angle going back behind. Again, this is practice time for the rest of the time today. You are practicing lots and lots of blocks. And on the back side, if you want to try other shapes and things like that, also think about stacking your boxes and things like that. That can be interesting to do as well. Something like this. Good luck.